Have you ever felt that heavy weight lift off your chest when you finally decide someone isn't worth your time anymore? Most people know that feeling. You try with someone. Maybe it's a friend who only calls when they need something, a boss who never sees your hard work, or even someone you loved who kept letting you down. You give pieces of yourself away until one day, something clicks. You realize all that caring is just hurting you, not helping them. This moment happens to everyone, but Sigma males reach this point faster than most. Not because they're cold or uncaring, but usually because they've been through enough to know when it's time to stop trying. Maybe they've given all the chances they're willing to give or have seen all they need to see. Once a Sigma stops giving a damn, something has pushed him over the edge. It's a line that isn't easily crossed, but once it is, there's no going back. So what makes them reach this point? Number 1. You abused his kindness without remorse. Kindness is often mistaken for weakness, but it's actually a choice made by people who could be mean, but choose not to be. Sigma males tend to be quietly generous. They help without showing off, give without expecting praise, and support others without giving score. The trouble starts when someone begins treating this kindness as an unlimited resource, or worse, as something they're entitled to rather than a gift freely given. When this happens, an invisible countdown begins that most people don't even realize is ticking. The first time you take advantage of his kindness, a Sigma might assume it was just a misunderstanding or an oversight on your part. By the second time, he's mentally noting the pattern forming while still giving you the benefit of the doubt. But somewhere around the third time, something fundamental shifts inside him that rarely goes back to how it was. Sigma males see their kindness as something valuable they choose to share with people who matter to them. When someone keeps showing they don't appreciate this gift, the math becomes simple. This person isn't worth the effort anymore. The most unsettling part is how this transition happens without warning. There's no angry confrontation, no dramatic speech about how you've wronged them. Instead, you'll notice several changes. They're suddenly busy when you need help, they stop offering to assist, and their friendly warmth cools down to just basic politeness. Everyone has limits to how much they'll give, but with Sigma males, once those limits are reached, they don't just build a fence, they redraw the entire map with you firmly placed outside their circle of people they care about. Number 2. You misused his loyalty for selfish reasons. Loyalty is rare these days. Most people switch friends, jobs, or partners whenever something better comes along. But when Sigma males commit to someone, they really mean it. Their loyalty isn't just words. It shows up in their actions every single time. This loyalty comes with a deep understanding that it's a two-way street. While they don't expect perfect loyalty in return, they do expect basic respect for the commitment they've made. When someone starts using this loyalty as a tool for their own gain, something changes in how a Sigma sees that person. Maybe you asked him to cover for you once when you messed up, and he did it without hesitation. Then you did it again and again. Soon, you're regularly putting him in tough spots because you know he won't let you down. Each time, you're essentially cashing in on his loyalty, all risking nothing yourself. The problem isn't that you needed help, we all do sometimes. The problem is when you start seeing his loyalty as something you can use to get what you want. It's like having a friend with a truck and only calling when you need to move furniture. For a Sigma male, this kind of betrayal cuts deeper than most. He doesn't give his loyalty easily, so when it's manipulated rather than valued, the disappointment runs deep. Unlike other relationship issues that might be fixed with a conversation, misusing someone's loyalty changes how they see your character. Once a Sigma realizes you view his loyalty as a resource to exploit rather than a bond to honor, that loyalty quietly disappears. Not with drama or confrontation, but with a calm certainty that rarely leaves room for second chances. Number 3. You wore down his trust with lies. Trust is like a bank account for Sigma males. Every honest interaction makes a deposit. Every time you follow through adds more. But lies, they make huge withdrawals. And unlike regular banks, once this account hits zero, there's no overdraft protection. While they don't take everything at face value, Sigma males usually trust people at first, especially if there's nothing that can hurt them. They prefer to judge people based on actions rather than assumptions, giving relationships room to develop naturally without unnecessary suspicion. But they also have excellent memories. That small lie you told 3 months ago, the exaggeration you made last year, the promise you broke and hoped they forgot about. They didn't forget. They noticed, filed it away, and kept watching. Each small dishonesty chips away at the foundation. Maybe it starts with harmless white lies that don't seem important. But to a Sigma male, these small cracks reveal something important about your character. It's not about the size of the lie. It's about showing that you're willing to be dishonest when it's convenient. What many people don't realize is that Sigma males aren't looking for perfection. Everyone makes mistakes or stretches the truth occasionally. The difference is in how you handle it. Owning up to a lie can actually build trust, while doubling down on it guarantees further damage. When the trust balance finally hits zero, there's a calm, quiet change. The open door closes, the benefit of the doubt disappears, and rebuilding that trust becomes nearly impossible. Not because they're holding a grudge, but because they've seen a pattern that experience tells them won't change. Number 4. Something feels off in your behavior. Have you ever felt that strange gut feeling that something isn't right, even when you can't explain why? Scientists call this intuitive pattern recognition, when your brain notices small inconsistencies before your conscious mind can put them into words. For Sigma males, this intuition works like a finely tuned instrument. Psychology experts explain that independent personalities often develop stronger intuitive abilities because they spend more time observing, rather than participating in social dynamics. This quiet watchfulness means they pick up on subtle behavior patterns others might miss. So what might trigger this feeling? Maybe your story changed slightly each time you told it. Perhaps your body language doesn't match your words, or your reaction seems a bit too rehearsed. These tiny discrepancies might slip past most people, but they register clearly to a Sigma male's attention. This isn't about being paranoid or judgmental. It's about a brain that naturally looks for patterns and notices when those patterns don't add up. Neuroscience shows that people who spend significant time in self-reflection, a common Sigma trait, develop stronger connections between their logical brain regions and intuitive centers. The most interesting part is what happens next. When most people get a bad feeling about someone, they often ignore it or feel guilty for judging. But Sigma males have learned to trust these instincts. Their experience has taught them that these gut feelings, while not always perfect, are worth listening to. Once this alarm bell rings, the relationship changes invisibly. They won't confront you or accuse you of anything. Instead, they'll quietly step back, limiting what they share and how much they invest in the connection. It's not a punishment, it's self-preservation, based on a lifetime of reading between the lines. Number 5. You disrespected his boundaries repeatedly. Everyone has invisible lines around them that they don't want others to cross. These personal boundaries are like fences that protect what matters most to us: our time, energy, privacy, and values. Sigma males tend to have clearer boundaries than most people. This comes from their independent nature and strong sense of self. While they might not announce these boundaries loudly, they expect them to be respected once they've made them known. People with independent personality types process boundary violations differently. When someone ignores their clearly stated limits, it activates both emotional and logical parts of their brain simultaneously. This means they feel the disrespect strongly, while also analyzing the pattern logically. The first time you step over one of these lines, a Sigma male usually gives you a pass. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you forgot. But behind that calm exterior, they're paying close attention to what happens next. What matters most to these men is how they view respect. Psychologists note that independent personalities place higher value on mutual respect than on constant agreement. This means they can accept many differences in opinion, but not repeated disregard for their clearly stated limits. Once they see you won't respect their boundaries, a shift occurs. They don't typically make a scene or deliver ultimatums. They quietly adjust the relationship to protect themselves, moving you from inner circle to acquaintance, reducing contact, or in some cases, ending the connection entirely. The message is clear. Boundaries aren't suggestions, and respecting them isn't optional. Number 6. You took him for granted until he withdrew. Have you noticed how some things only become valuable when they're gone? The air conditioner you never think about until it breaks. The friend who's always there until they move away. We often don't appreciate what's reliable until it disappears. You can really see this pattern when people interact with Sigma males. Because these men don't demand attention or constantly remind you of their importance, it's easy to start seeing their presence as guaranteed rather than chosen. Those with a Sigma personality approach relationships differently than most. They combine secure attachment, healthy independence, with strong internal values. They contribute consistently to relationships without needing constant reassurance, making it easy to take them for granted. At first, a Sigma gives freely, showing up when needed, offering help, being reliable. He doesn't keep track or look for credit. But beneath that steady exterior, he's noticing everything, who appreciates his efforts, who acknowledges his contributions, and who simply expects them. Social psychology explains that we all perform mental equity assessments in relationships, checking if what we give matches what we receive. Sigma males might do these calculations less frequently than others, but when the imbalance becomes too great, something shifts. Unlike more vocal personality types who might complain or demand appreciation, Sigma males typically respond to being taken for granted by walking away. By the time you notice this withdrawal, the decision has usually already been made, not as punishment, but as a natural reallocation of energy toward connections that practice appreciation rather than assumption. You never realize how much someone adds to your life until they stop trying to be part of it. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on the Sigma personality and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with someone you think needs to see it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.